The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
Rebbetzin Sternbuch, Moshe Sternbuch Shlita from Yerushalayim, his mother was a lady of principle. When it came to halacha, she was someone that didn't budge from halacha. Halacha was halacha, didn't care whether it was difficult, hard, whether it was easy, understood. Halacha was halacha. And that's the person that she was. And when she lost her husband, it was tremendously difficult for her. She went through a period of time. It was so hard. When she finally lost her husband, she was a broken lady. And at the shiva for her husband, she had nobody to turn to. Her husband was everything in her life. And she cried and she cried and she cried because of the loss of her husband. On the third day, the Rebbetzin Sternbuch's father, came to her and he said to her, Chazal, tell us, Shloishe Yomim lebechia. Chazal, give us 3 days to cry, and that's it. You had your 3 days, you cried, it's over. She said to him, is this the halacha? He said, yes, it's the halacha. She said, oh, if that's the case, okay. For 55 years, until her last day of life, for 55 years, she never cried once for her husband. Chazal tell us it's halacha that no more crying after 3 days, it's over. I'm keeping halacha. But the next part of the story is amazing. It shows what it means to be close to Torah, to be close to halacha. When World War II began, so she was in England with her children, and most English people thought it would be, only for a short time. The war eventually would be over. The consensus was that in England and France would probably defeat the Germans in a matter of a couple of months. It won't take long. The optimists, however, were very, very badly disappointed when they heard that the Prime Minister said, Rabbi Said, the nation should prepare for a struggle that will probably last 3 to 4 years. The citizens were officially informed that due to recent events, a possible German blockade, all children should all be deported to America. Now, she didn't know what to do. Many of her friends were sending their children to the United States. It was a desperate way. We have to save our children. This is what we have to do. On the other hand, to send them to the United States, it was a completely secular environment, was almost spiritual death. She didn't know what to do. She didn't want that from her children. So she didn't know what to do. Every single day, as she waited and waited to see what might happen, it got worse and it got worse, and things started coming back to England of what's going on. There was shelling going, the Germans were selling bombs to England, to London. It was a terrible situation. So she decided, there's no way I'm sending my children without asking Das Torah. So she went to Rav Lopian. Rav Lopian, one of the Gedolei Ador, Lev Eliyahu, was known for his unbelievable eitzes, penetrating idea and understanding of human being. So she went to him and she said, Rebbe, what do I do? What do I do? I have young children. Do I keep them here, which is dangerous, or do I send them to America, which could be spiritually dangerous? So Rav Lopian said, listen, I need to do the Goyul Hagra, which is a famous lottery that you flip certain pages and you are sent to the right posuk. Vilna Gaon brought it out. He said, I want to do that and we'll find the answer. However, I need to fast first. I'm only going to be able to do it on Thursday. Come back to me on Thursday. So she said, fine. All in the meantime, she booked a ticket on the train because who knows what the Rav Lopian will answer, and therefore I want to be prepared. I want my children to have at least space on the ship, on the train, on the chip, in order to get them to America. So that's what happened. A week later, she came back. He said, I'm not able to do it. Come back in a few more days. When she came back, the boat had already left. Her children had not gone on the boat because obviously she wasn't going to send them without getting the Gadol Hador's answer. But before she got the Gadol Hador's answer, she got her own answer. That ship that she was going to send her children on all sunk and everybody died. Wasn't one remaining person. She realized at that stage it was Das Torah. It was her clinging to halacha, to the Torah, to see what the Torah has to say, that saved her children's life. And we have the Gedolim, including Moshe Sternbuch Shlita, with us ad hayom hazeh because of that Mesirat, that Mesirat Nefesh. That's what we have to understand.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org